All right, for 17 through 22, provide the theorem, postulate, or definition that justifies each statement. If it cannot be proven true, write not enough information. So we're trying to justify our reasons for the information given. So the first thing I want you to notice is that line R is marked parallel to line S, but line C and line D are not necessarily parallel. So how do we know that angle 2 is congruent to angle 10, given what we know? So here's angle 2 and here's angle 10. And so this is the bottom left-hand corner of this group. This is the bottom left-hand corner of this group. My transversal is C, and that's around the yellow lines. How do I know that those are going to have to be congruent? Because of the corresponding angles theorem. Those are the bottom right-hand corners, bottom left-hand corners of each of those groups. Those must be congruent because those yellow lines are parallel. Okay, let's look at why is 7 supplementary to 8. And so here's 7, here's 8. What makes those supplementary? What kind of angles are 7 and 8? 7 and 8 make a linear pair. Together, those add up to 180. So that's going to be the linear pair postulate. Those have to be supplementary because they are a linear pair. They're right next to each other. They form a straight line. And so those have to be supplementary to each other. All right, how do we know that 4 is supplementary to 12? Let's go find that. Here is 4. Here is 12. So here's 4. Here's 12. Again, those are going to be corresponding angles. Those lines are, yellow lines are parallel. That's the bottom left-hand corner, bottom left-hand corner. Again, that's going to be our corresponding angles theorem. All right, what about 13 and 10? Here's 13, here's 10. What kind of angles are 13 and 10? Y'all know this, that makes a bow tie. 13 and 10 are vertical angles. So by the vertical angles theorem, it doesn't matter what lines are parallel. Vertical angles always have to be congruent to each other. But this next one is interesting. It says if 4 is congruent to 5. So let's go find that in my picture. I'm going to do some light blue. If 4 is congruent to 5. So here's 5 and here's 4. Then what do we know? We know that C must be parallel to D. So we know that we're going to use converse here. How do I know I'm going to use converse? It says we're trying to prove lines parallel. It says then lines are parallel. So what kind of angles are 4 and 5? That's going to be the converse of alternate exterior angles theorem. If those are congruent, then boom, those lines lock into place, and all of a sudden C must be parallel to D. Okay. What if 5 is supplementary to 9? Let's find those. Here is 5. Here is 9. What kind of angles are 5 and 9 along those parallel lines? Yellow lines, those are same side interior. And so by the same side interior angles theorem, those must be supplementary because those fall on the same side of these yellow lines. So those must add up to 180 degrees. I will make a new video for the multiple choice section.